Hey y'all, it's Kidney Cat coming at you with a new video for those on dialysis. This video is about protein bars for people with end-stage kidney disease on dialysis. Because chances are, at one time or another, you'll be asked to increase your protein intake. How do you know you need more protein? Ask your kidney doctor or dialysis dietitian about it. They look at your lab values and medical history and stuff like that. But here's a warning. Going overboard on anything, including protein, is a bad idea. In life and in food, moderation is key. But when you do need extra protein, increasing your intake of natural protein foods is the best thing to do. I mean, of course. But if that's not working for you, protein bars might also be a good choice. And you won't be blowing your precious fluid intake on a protein bar like you might on a protein shake. Why do I like protein bars? They're grab and go. No cooking is involved, no refrigeration. Picture it. It's dialysis day and you overslept. No time to make breakfast. Grab a bar and eat it on the way. Or you don't have time to pack a lunch? Take a bar with you and eat it after dialysis. Real food is always best, but when you can't, hey. All right. If you're still watching, let's get into it. Our first protein bar is the Gatorade protein bar, and I'm going to put information about each of these bars I talk about in the description box below. And I just want to say, this Gatorade protein bar is huge, and it has a calorie and protein content to match. Let's take a look at the nutrition facts. Most protein bars are meant as snacks with calorie contents of 250 or less, but this one has 350 calories. That's almost a meal. And when we look at bars, we want one with 7 grams of protein or more. Anything less than that really isn't a protein bar. But this one has 20 grams of protein. That's great. Then we move on to the sodium and potassium content. For a snack, we want less than 200 milligrams. The Gatorade bar has exactly 200 milligrams. That's fine. And we were aiming for less than 200 milligrams of potassium too. This bar is just under that at 190 milligrams of potassium. This protein bar really seems to fit the bill, but I'm not saying it's health food. It's got no fiber to speak of. It's got a lot of added sugar and a lot of saturated fat. That's the bad fat. So if you have one of these protein bars, consider it your treat for the day. Oh no! So what does it taste like? Well, it's got a nice crunchy texture, no aftertaste, and it's really sweet. Really sweet things are not a problem for me. I like it. But if you don't like sweet things, you're not going to like this bar. And I have a surprise. My very own brutally honest, picky teenage eater. She tried this protein bar for us, and let's hear what she had to say.
It's crunchy, like it's got a nice texture to it. I like the chocolate coating. But you know, I thought there would be a weird aftertaste. There wasn't. It was just plain all the way through, and the chocolate made it good, so better than average.
Next up, we have a cookie. Yeah, I know. It's not a protein bar, it's a cookie, but it's still a protein cookie. And this thing is also huge. The serving size is just half a cookie, and trust me, there's no way you can eat more than half a cookie. It's got a nice snack size amount of calories in it and met our criteria for protein at 8 grams. The front of the cookie container says it has 16 grams of protein, but that's if you eat the entire cookie. But it looks like the sodium content exceeds our goal at 250 milligrams. If you have trouble controlling your fluid intake, this might not be okay for you. Oh no! The potassium content is fine though at just 147 milligrams. Also consider, it does have a lot of added sugar and a significant amount of saturated fat content. It does have 5 grams of fiber, which is nice, and an overall smallish ingredient list, and I love a short ingredient list. I thought the Snickerdoodle flavor of this Lenny&Larry's cookie was a little plain, and it's definitely not as sweet as a regular cookie. I've had patients in the past refuse to eat protein bars because they're too sweet, but they were willing to eat these Lenny&Larry cookies. Let's see what the top critic thought.
Really dry, really plain. Texture's just meh. Like it's below average because of just how dry it is.
Our next protein bar is the One Bar. That's O-N-E. These bars come in so many different flavors. They have seasonal varieties like pumpkin pie, blueberry cobbler, which is kind of fun. This particular flavor has 220 calories. That's great for a snack, and 20 grams of protein, which is awesome. Remember, we're looking for less than 200 milligrams sodium, and this bar only has 140 milligrams, A+. Let me move this label down a little bit. And there we go. The potassium content is also low at 83 milligrams. Excellent. But wait, there's something we haven't talked about yet. This bar has 117 milligrams of phosphorus in it. That's not required to be listed on the nutrition facts label. So what do you do with that information? Ignore it. And for more information on this topic, please check out my All About Phosphorus video. What you really want to do is read that long list of ingredients and look for any word that has PHOS in it. That's added phosphorus and should be avoided. But I have good news. I read the ingredient lists of all of these protein bars and none of them had added phosphorus.
Hooray!
But back to the one bar. It has a little bit of fiber in it at 3 grams. There are no added sugars, but there are a lot of sugar alcohols in it. Do you want to know what happens to most people after they eat a lot of sugar alcohol? Let's just say, who let the duck in the room? This particular birthday cake flavor one bar tastes really good to me. It's like a dessert. The texture is a little dense, but it has the right amount of sweetness and there's no aftertaste. But that's just me.
Oh gosh, that was bad. That tasted like toothpaste.
Dang, kids are mean, y'all. Anyway, our fourth contender is the Quest bar. This bar is a little bit more affordable, making it accessible to more people, and coming in at a slim 190 calories. This is a great snack. This bar packs an impressive 21 grams of protein in a small amount of calories. The sodium is just over our target at 220 milligrams. If it makes you too thirsty, you might need to skip this one. The potassium is under our goal at 140 milligrams. The Quest bar has no added sugar, but it does have a lot of sugar alcohols. Also, this tiny bar has 12 grams of fiber in it, y'all. That's a lot of fiber. Most people on dialysis don't get a lot of fiber in their diet because they're cutting out a lot of fruits and a lot of vegetables. And so added fiber like this can help prevent constipation. But I caution you, if you aren't used to high fiber, start out slow. Just like eat a third of this bar on day number 1 and the next day eat half the bar and slowly work your way up. If you start slamming this kind of fiber right out of the gate, you can get an intestinal obstruction. I've seen it happen. We tried the chocolate chip cookie dough flavor and to me it tasted great. The texture is a little dense just like the one bar. Let's see what Chef Ramsay Jr. thought about it.
I liked the texture to it. It was chewy, but in a nice, rather solid way. I like that. That was good.
Congratulations, Quest bar. Excellent job. And number 5 is the RXBAR. On the front, it tells you it contains no BS, and I agree. I love a product with a very short ingredient list, and coming in at 210 calories, it's a nice snack. It has 12 grams of protein, which is good. It's under our limit for sodium at 140 milligrams, but look at the potassium.
What?
It isn't listed in milligrams, it's only listed as a percent daily value. That's what that DV means, daily value. Y'all, I am super irritated by this. A few years ago, the FDA decided that the potassium intake for the standard reference person needed to be increased. Average people need more potassium than we thought they did before. So when you're comparing slightly older food labels to newer food labels, it can have the same amount of milligrams of potassium, but the daily values are different. It's very confusing. And if a product does not specifically tell you how many milligrams of potassium are in it, things get a little tricky.
95, 94, 93, 92, 91.
But based on the newer food labels, I want you to aim for 3% daily value of potassium or less. But don't look at the daily value percentage at all if the milligrams of potassium are there, please. Unfortunately, this RX bar has 10% of the daily value for potassium. That's approximately 470 milligrams. That's way over our goal of less than 200 milligrams. This bar is off the table.
Oh, no.
Number 6 is Robert Irving's Fit Crunch bar, and we got the peanut butter and jelly flavor. It's a great size and it's only 210 calories, nice for a snack. It contains 16 grams of protein, that's a good amount. The sodium content is just over our goal at 220 milligrams, something to consider. And the potassium is fine at 130 milligrams. Notice it's got a little bit of added fiber and just 1 gram of added sugar. So I've noticed that when the added sugar content is low in a protein bar, the sugar alcohol content seems to be high. But really, this is a nice bar. I just wish it tasted better. The chalky texture and the weird aftertaste, I couldn't stand it. Let's see what the critic thought.
There's a lot going on with the texture. There's some chewy bits, there's some crunchy bits, and like sometimes that mixture can be nice, but not in this.
Maybe a different flavor would have been better? Yeah. Finally, number 7 is a Lara bar. It's not a protein bar. I made a mistake. In the grocery store, it's right next to the protein bars. So I grabbed it and I think, well, y'all might make the same mistake. So I'm gonna go over it anyway. Let's take a look. On the front, it brags about having just 2 ingredients, dates and cashews. And I love that. And it's non-GMO, right on. It's a snack amount of calories at 230. It only has 4 grams of protein. That's typical of a grain and nut bar. It wasn't claiming to be a protein bar on the front. The sodium content is only 10 milligrams. That's amazing. The potassium content is only listed in percent daily values, but like I said, aim for 3% or less. As this bar has 6%, it's too much potassium. Leave this bar behind for somebody with early stage kidney disease or post-transplant kidney disease to find. I really liked it. I'd probably eat it. Is there a protein bar that you like? Let us know in the comments below. If you're wondering about a certain protein bar and you want to know if it's okay for you, ask your dietitian. Trust me, we are living for the day that someone asks us a question. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you need more videos like this in your life, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Kidney Cat. That's cat with a K, and Kidney Cat is all one word, unless you want to see videos about cats with kidney disease. Until next time, y'all, I'll see you later. Bye.